Hey guys, welcome back to Coldblood Creations. So in today's video, we're going to be answering one of your questions that we've been getting a lot recently through Instagram and Facebook, and that is, what snake do you recommend for a beginner?
There's a lot of videos out there recommending the top 5 best reptile or the top 5 best snakes and so forth. We're going to make our focus much more narrow in this video. We're going to give you what we believe the best pet of each family group represented, and today we're going to focus on a family of snakes that is known as
the colubrids.
Alright, so when we're talking about colubrid snakes, we need to define what are colubrids. And for those of you who do not know, colubrids are all of your common snakes. It is a class of snakes, or a family of snakes rather, that includes most of the common, generally speaking, non-venomous snakes that's found throughout the world. It includes snakes such as king snakes and milk snakes, bull snakes, pine snakes, gopher snakes, garter snakes, hognose snakes, rat snakes, corn snakes. All of those are colubrid. Generally speaking, they are non-venomous snakes. Now, there are some exceptions. There are some venomous colubrids, such as the false water cobra, the boom slang, the mangrove, and such as those. But for this video, we're not going to include or even consider any of the rear fang venomous colubrids. We're going to talk about animals that are safe and that are readily available in the pet trade. Our #1 most recommended beginner pet snake, without a doubt, is the king snake. We recognize the fact that there are many different king snakes out there to choose from. You've got the desert king, California king, the Mexican black king, and the Florida king, all of those readily available for you to choose from in the pet trade. However, when it comes to a first-time choice for a first-time pet snake, we believe that our neighbor to the south, the Florida king snake, reigns supreme. Now, one of the reasons why we recommend the Florida king is because of the genetic diversity and morphs in these guys. They literally come in more flavors than Baskin-Robbins ice cream. You've got albinos, you've got hypos, you've got albinos, you've got all different sorts of paint jobs. You can pretty much find a Florida king in just about any color scheme that you're interested in. Personally, one of my favorites is the white-side Florida king. Sometimes the hypo white-side Florida kings are absolutely spectacular, but whatever your favorite color is, chances are you can find a Florida king that will come in your favorite color or your favorite paint job. Now, one of the most disappointing things for any pet owner is to go out and purchase a new pet reptile, to bring it home, and for it not to feed readily. Now, there's a reason why we like the Florida king, and it is because these guys, well, check this out for a feeding response. Now, when we took in consideration recommending the Florida king, one of the things that we had to consider was its diet. When choosing a snake for a first-time pet owner, we wanted to stay away from snakes that have very specific diets. Things like hognose snakes, which prefer toads. Also, corn snakes and things that can be a little finicky starting out. Corn snakes generally like to start out on lizard, or at least lizard-scented prey. Florida kings will start out on pinky mice right out of the egg, and the readily available supply of rodents is another reason why we do recommend the king snakes for first-time pet owners. However, while we're talking about feeding, there is one thing about Florida kings that I want to tell you, for those of you who do not know. Florida kings are snake eaters. Most people believe that they kill and eat other venomous snakes, which is true. But the other half of that story is that they will also kill and eat other non-venomous snakes including other king snakes. So if you want more than one king snake, one snake per cage, you don't want one of your pets ending up feeding on the other one. Now, one of the other things we consider when recommending the Florida Kings are the temperament of Florida Kings. By and large, and as a group, Florida Kings are among the most docile of all of the king snake family. Now, California Kings are very, very mild, and so are Desert Kings. However, they do have this tendency that when they're frightened, they will take a crap on you and smear it all over your fingers. This is somewhat rare in my experience that Florida Kings seem to never do this, and so for that reason, they're a lot less messy when they're babies. Their temperament for defending themselves and biting is almost non-existent. I have seen very, very few aggressive Florida Kings, especially compared to some of the other king snakes out there. And so for that reason, we believe that the temperament of the Florida King makes them much more suitable, especially for children and again for first-time snake owners. And it's a daggum good thing these Florida Kings ain't aggressive, because by God, if one of them was to bite Anna in here, we'd have to rush the little guy to the veterinarian to get him a shot of antivenom.
If Florida king snake bit you, he'd have to eat a rat butt first to get the taste out of his mouth.
And last but not least, housing comes into consideration. Now, Florida Kings are on the larger end of the king snake family. They get much larger than the Desert Kings or the Mexican Blacks. However, they don't get large like other snakes, such as indigo snakes or bull snakes, for instance. For that reason, they don't require a lot of space. People who live in a college dorm room or perhaps in a small apartment could sufficiently house a Florida King in a 40-gallon terrarium throughout their entire life. For that reason, we do recommend Florida Kings, because once again, the setup, the initial setup, purchasing of the caging, the water bowls, a ground medium, hide box, and all of those things can be located in a very small area, such as on top of a dresser or a chest of drawer, and for that reason we do recommend Florida Kings again, especially for those of you who live in small, cramped quarters. Now, for those of you who are interested in a Florida King, we do breed this species. I mean, how could we not breed our most recommended reptile pet snake? Check out our website, www.coldbloodcreations.online. That is www.coldbloodcreations.online to see our currently available Florida Kings. Also, from time to time, we will do videos and post them here on YouTube where we show our available snakes in video form. In some of those videos, we even show the snakes feeding off of tongs and so forth. So you might want to search around on our YouTube channel to see if we have currently one of those videos available. Once again, thank you guys for watching Cold Blood Creations here on YouTube. I'm having a hard time concentrating because I got bearded dragons back here head bobbing and doing ugly things that's not fit to be put on a PG channel in the cage behind me.
You have to eat a rat butt first to get the taste out of its mouth.
Here are the reasons why we believe that snake is the top list of colubrids for your choice of pet. As your number one choice for a pet.
It's like word soup.
Here is the no. Take 20. This is a reason. Shut up. Here we go. Here are the reasons why we believe this to be our top pick for a first-time pet snake owner. Oh, baby. And I tell you, it's a daggone good thing you guys are recommending these here Florida Kings. I'm glad y'all ain't recommending them little piece of crap devil-worshipping bull snakes.
Because you've always been terrified of them.
I ain't scared. Listen, one time in all the years that I've been slaving here, I took a couple of safety precautions when it come to the bull snakes.
A couple safety precautions?
And just for the daggum record, I ain't scared of bull snakes. In fact, I'm more scared of getting bit by Anna than a daggum bull snake.